What a difference a few years makes. DeMeco Ryans said something after the most recent OTAs, and it has me fired up. And if you're a Texans fan and you want the Texans to succeed, I think it'll have you fired up too. It was actually like kind of a seeing of the light at a time in which press conferences are times in which you can get kind of bored and hear cliches and stuff. I really felt something. See if you did too. Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room.
So DeMeco Ryans was at the podium today. I'll have the full breakdown at about 2:00. I'm actually I got the show at 2. I'll try to get it done by 3. By 3:00 today, I'll try to break down the full DeMeco Ryans press conference. If you know me, you know I love good press conference. We'll go through some stuff that DeMeco Ryans said, perhaps some hints he's dropped. It is the locker room. Number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2, Sports Radio 610, and on the Odyssey app. You can see me right here in the locker room. Daily content, no days off. We're going to bring you the best coverage. We talk to the players. We talk to the coaches. And we got the games as well. And we had DeMeco Ryans' press conference today live on the air. And he was asked about the past. And the question itself was about third down offense. And DeMeco Ryans is not going to have any thoughts on the last year's third down offense. How can you improve it? Well, you change the new system. You bring in a new quarterback. You bring an offensive coordinator. Pretty self-explanatory. But there was a deeper meaning to what DeMeco Ryans said. And it's not necessarily based on what he said, but it's how it made me feel. Here is DeMeco Ryans. I'm telling you, I'm high on that DeMeco Dro right now. I am high on that DeMeco Dro right now. I'm dripping in DeMeco Ryans' optimism. But this is what the head coach had to say when asked about perhaps improving something that went on last year.
I'm not aware of the third down struggles. I'm not really. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. With whatever happened here, it doesn't matter. We're starting brand new right now, and we'll create our own path. We'll set our own path. That's what it's about. It'll be about the 2023 Texans. Nothing that happened in the past right now, we're not concerned with that at all.
Now, here's the thing. And I know that there's coaches speak. And I know that usually when coaches go up to the podium, they all say stuff like that. We heard Lovey in his blowharded delivery say, I'm not going to talk about the past. We're just going to move forward, and I'm going to focus on the positives, and I'm not here to talk about what we did last Sunday. We're looking ahead. And you heard David Culley say it 100 times. You heard Nick Caserio say it. You heard Nick Caserio say, we're only going to control what we can control, and, we're going to put our best foot forward and focus on systems and processes. And, we can't bitch and moan about it. Whatever the hell he said to me at that press conference. You had Cal McNair and Hannah McNair on my show on Sports Radio 610, In the Loop, 10 to 2. Myself, John Lopez, Figgy Fig, Odyssey app. Cal McNair and Hannah McNair said it as the coaching hiring process was beginning. And they hadn't hired DeMeco Ryans. So you hear this all the time. But this is why it hits so hard for me. Because as I was sitting there and I was listening to this, I believed it. I believed it. I didn't believe when Nick Caserio first said it. Because we were still living that shit. We were still living the Deshaun Watson hadn't been traded. We were still suffering the effects of the sins of the POS Jack Easterby and King Bill O'Brien. When Lovie Smith said it, come on, you're not going to adjust. We were still living last year with $75 million in dead cap. We were living that. So when members of the organization have said, we're not going to remember the past and what happened in the past doesn't matter, you didn't believe it. Because you were still living it. You were living the effects of not having high draft picks for multiple years. You were living the effects of salary cap mistakes. You were living the effects of having the POS in the building. You were living the effects of a lot of stuff. And when they said, move on, we're going to focus forward, who cares? It's going to be the same old thing. Okay, let's move forward to next Sunday. It'll be the same damn thing. But when DeMeco said that, the reason it hit so hard is because I effing believed it. I believe it. I believe the past is the past. I truly feel it. Yesterday, May 23rd, 2023, at about 11:07 a.m. was the moment when I realized that the past truly is the past. And you got a guy that everyone wanted in this offseason. And there's a reason why. It's very easy to see. Perfect hire by the Houston Texans. We talk about C.J. Stroud taking backup reps yesterday. He's the backup, and everybody else is the backup to the face of the franchise. And that's DeMeco Ryans. I truly felt that. I believe that. Coaches speak as coaches speak. And on the surface, you can say everyone says that. But if you've lived this and you've had to live what's gone on with this organization in recent years, you know what the struggle's been like. That hit hard. And I felt it, and I believe it. And I'm ready to ride or die with DeMeco. There might be some hard times. They might not have their franchise quarterback yet. They might have a whole new roster in 3 years. But when that dude, the man known as Cap, goes up there and speaks, I've heard a lot of coaches talk, but this dude's actually speaking. And I felt that. That was a big moment for me. I was already feeling it, but when he said that, just kind of hit me. Let me know if it hits you too. Subscribe, like, ride along, fun times, good times. Houston, don't know if you have a good football team, but I know two things. You have a face of the franchise and a solid coach. And when it comes to this Houston Texans thing, no matter what happens, we are all in this together. I'm going to go puff on some more of that DeMeco Dro. Have a good hump day.
We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock.